Actor Leonard Nimoy, famous for his role as the pointy-eared Spock in the science fiction series Star Trek, has died at the age of 83. As the ultra-logical human Vulcan first officer of the Starship Enterprise, he won a cult following. "Live long and prosper" became a catchphrase for generations of his fans. Nimoy died from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease in a hospital in Los Angeles. Well, let's talk to Mark Frauenfelder. He's the founder of Boing Boing. That's a website focused on technology and pop culture. He joins us live from Los Angeles. Mark Frauenfelder, this will come as very sad news for the legions of Trekkies around the world, won't it?
It absolutely will. I mean, Star Trek was the entryway to science fiction for so many people. The show had incredible influence and continues to have it today. It's almost been 50 years since it premiered, and it's still a huge part of culture around the world.
What do you think Leonard Nimoy brought to the program? I mean, his role was almost as powerful as William Shatner's, who played Captain Kirk.
Absolutely. I mean, the interesting thing about the Spock character was that he was half Vulcan, but he was also half human. So we saw that struggle between the rationality of the Vulcans and then the kind of passionate side of humans. And that's something that we as people struggle with all the time. So even though Spock was an alien, we identified with him very much, and we identified with his struggles and conflicts.
I mean, the show itself, Mark, was very scientific. I mean, there were futuristic technologies 40 years ago that we're seeing as a reality today, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody had basically, they had cell phones, mobile phones with them. I think that was a big part of it. At that time in the 60s, we were very excited about technology, and we knew those things were coming, and Star Trek was bringing those things to us from the future and drop shipping them to viewers on television in the 60s, and they got really excited about the future.
I mean, how do you think fans will remember Leonard Nimoy?
I think that they'll remember him as an incredible actor who did a lot for the world. Besides being Spock, he really got involved in science and astronomy, did quite a bit for the Los Angeles Planetarium here and Observatory. He will be remembered as one of the most important people in science fiction ever.
Let me get a final thought from you, Mark. I mean, what is it about Star Trek, do you think, that makes it so enduring? I mean, you know, 40, 50 years now, and the brand is iconic and as strong as ever.
Yeah, I think the reason is because Star Trek was about people and relationships between people. Sure, they had all the cool technology and science fiction and gadgets and fighting with aliens, but it was this multicultural group of people who had problems, and they were solving them, and they were learning about themselves and their place in the universe. I mean, how could you go wrong with that?
How could you indeed? Mark Frauenfelder, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera.